have abandoned their birth names upon ascending the throne, preferring to adopt names that represented their dynasty or lineage. In the Roman Empire, for example, emperors took on names like Caesar or Augustus, which were directly linked to figures like Julius Caesar and Augustus, the great icons of the empire. The name Caesar, in particular, was used so often that it became synonymous with emperor and spread to other empires, influencing the titles that different peoples gave to their rulers. For example, in Russia, until some time ago, the leader was called Tsar, which comes from Caesar. Likewise, the German Empire once called its leader Kaiser, which also derives from Caesar. But anyway, this practice of changing one's name upon becoming king wasn't exclusive to the Romans. In Egypt, many pharaohs changed their names when ascending the throne. In China, emperors also adopted special names like Kangxi or Qianlong, which symbolized not just their reign, but also a new era or cycle for the empire. In France and England, it was common for kings to choose names from older dynasties. This kind of name change helped solidify a king's or emperor's power, showing that they were part of something greater and more enduring than just an individual figure. And in Dragon Ball, the same concept applies, since there apparently existed a lineage of Saiyan kings named Vegeta, with the Vegeta we know being the fourth in that line, as his full name is Vegeta the Fourth. Anyway, I just wanted to share this Dragon Ball trivia with you guys and its connection to real life. A few years later, thanks to the unity of all Saiyan peoples and the competent rule of King Vegeta I, planet Sadala was able to prosper like never before. And in fact, we can already see some signs of technology starting to emerge on the planet, which previously seemed quite primitive. But of course, not everything is smooth sailing, and we see this during a meeting where King Vegeta doesn't seem too happy to be there, sitting on his throne, deeply focused on what's being said. Who's speaking is Aspa, the Bloody Beauty, the former war lady of the Western Kingdom, who is now the commander of the Royal Army's Intelligence Division. She's reporting to the king about monsters that have apparently been terrorizing Sadala for some time. She says these monsters keep attacking various points on the planet. Dozens of cities and villages have already been attacked, and thousands...
Shout out to the big homie. Y'all know to go check out the Bro Cooking with Love and more on all 15 of his YouTube channels. Yeah, he gonna have 15 now. We're gonna step it all the way up in 2025 because we taking over like DJ Khaled, one motherfucking video at a time. You dig? I am a beast. Feed me rappers or feed me beats. I'm a tame, I need a leash. Whatever. I love brains. I need a leech. Anyways, y'all know how we gonna do Super Saturdays, boy. If y'all want to see me rap, hit that buy me a coffee.
Thousands of soldiers and civilians have been killed. The monsters Aspa is talking about are clearly Cybermen. It seems that at this time, the Saiyan people were still unfamiliar with these creatures and are experiencing them for the first time. Brokon, the Slayer of 1,000, the former war chief of the Eastern Kingdom, who is now the commander of the Royal Army, takes advantage of Aspa's report to add that these creatures are strong enough to challenge their soldiers, even surpassing many of them. Despite the difficulties, the army manages to eliminate these groups, but the real problem is that they keep appearing in a way no one can explain. It's as if these creatures are sprouting out of nowhere to attack, and since the army can't predict their random assaults, they can't react before suffering significant losses. The king becomes curious at the use of the word sprouting. Maybe he's getting an idea, or perhaps he's just reflecting on the challenge of dealing with enemies that simply sprout out of nowhere. Now, the one speaking is Zukran the Reaper, the former Supreme Lord of the Southern Kingdom, who is now the commander of the Royal Army's Engineering Division. Zukran says that the Engineering Division's expenses are extremely high, and his division will need more funding to continue rebuilding the zones destroyed by the monster attacks. The king sighs and simply agrees. Sometime later, after the meeting, Commander Zukran is walking through the palace. He heads to his bedroom, and once he gets there, he lets out a grin he seemed to have been holding back for a while. After that, he grabs a device from inside a drawer in his room's furniture, and by pressing a button on the device, he contacts someone via hologram, a woman who, judging by her pointed ears, appears to be a Majin. The woman seems a bit surprised that Zukran is reaching out. She didn't seem to expect him to contact her again so soon. She comments that he got in touch faster this time.